Back. Now it's time to start a discussion about slicing. And slicing means to create a substring by extracting elements from another string. And we slice our string using the indexing operator, two square brackets, or by using the slice function. And we're going to cover both in this video. And whenever you slice a string, you need to pass three optional arguments: the start, the stop, and step. And let's create a variable name. It's going to be equal to my name, to Alex Dobinka. Then I'll add a print here, and I'll type name. Let's get the letter E, and to get the letter E you need to use the index, and the index starts at 0, therefore the E is at the index 2. So if I run this, you get E being output in the console. Now let's say that I want to get a portion of this string. I want to get this part. To get that, we need to type here, I'm going to create a variable first name. It's going to be equal to name square brackets 0, so we get everything starting at 0 and ending at the index of where this portion of string ends. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's put here 3. And if I run this, you get nothing because I forgot to add a print here, first name. So if I run this, you get Ale. This is because the starting index is inclusive, so it will include the first letter, but the stop argument is exclusive, so it not include the last letter. So I need to put here a 4. So if I run this now, get Alex being out in console, so everything is fine. And if I leave this empty, Python will assume that this is a 0. So if I run this, we get the same output in the console. Now let's create last name, a variable, and it's gonna be equal to name square brackets, and if x was at the index 3, then the space is at the index 4. Let's start with 5. Let's put 5, and a is at the index 12, I think, so let's put 12. So now if I run this, nothing, because we need to output that. So I'm going to add print last name. So if I run this, we get Dobinka being output in the console. And similar to what we have above, we can leave this empty, and this Python will assume that this is you want to get everything starting at the index 5 and ending at the index where our string ends. So if I run this, you get the same output on the console. Everything works fine. Alright, let's create another variable down here. Let's call it funny name, and it's gonna be equal to name. And now we're gonna use the start, so let's put here 0, the stop 12 to get the entire string, and now yes, let's put the step. And step is how much you want to increment the index between our starting and our stopping arguments, and by default is 1. So if I run this, let me go down here, I'll add a print line, funny name. Now if I run this, we get Alex, we get Dobinka, and then we get Alex Dobinka being output, which comes from this line of code. Now I can change this to 2, so it will count every 2. So every at each count, it will count the second element. So if I put that, and if I run this code, you get AE and get OEC. So it will count 2. So it will include the first element, then the second element, which is E, so on. So if I put 3 here, and we get Axon, and if I leave this empty and this also empty, this will still work to get the everything starting at the index 0 until the end of our string for the second argument, for the stop argument, and it will count 3. So if I put here 1, get Alex Dobinka. That is default. So if I run this, get Alex Dobinka now, so without putting 1 there, because 1 is by default. Now let's create a reversed name to see how we can reverse a name. And to reverse a name, I'm going to type here name square brackets, I'm going to put colon, so we can put here 0 and 12, but this is implicit. You don't need to put this. Python will assume that is what we want to have there. And I'm gonna put -1, and now we have a reverse string. So I'll add down here, I'll go down here, I'll add a print, and I'll type reversed name. So now if I run this, we get the name being reversed. Alright, I'm gonna delete this code because we're gonna look at the slice function. So I'm gonna type here first website 1, and it's gonna be equal to http://google.com, and website 2 is gonna be equal to http:// let's say amazon.com. Now to use the slice function, I'm gonna type here slice, and I'm gonna put equal to slice parentheses, and here we will need to pass also the start, the stop, and the step, but they are separated by comma. So let's say that I want to extract the name from those URLs. To get the name, we first need to slice our string, and I'm gonna start the slicing at 1. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna put 7. And now let's say that I want to get the now I need to pass the end or the stop, and to account for various websites, because various sites will have different size, we cannot put here the same positive number because this will vary, but we can go we can use negative numbers to count backwards, and to use the negative number, our string, our characters also have a positive index and a negative index, and the negative index starts at -1. So this is at -1, this is at -2, this is at the -3, and this is at -4. So we're gonna put here -4 to get the name, so you don't get this part and this part .com. Now I'll go down here, I will add a print, and I will type here website square brackets slice, and now if I run this, we get Amazon, so everything works fine. Alright, I will end this video here, and I'll see you in the next